So after Zootopia, I got to see 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I have to say, easily one of my favorite movies of the year as well. So before I get into the plot, before I get into my review, I have something I have to warn you about. Now, plenty of other reviewers have already said this, but I figure I might as well say it as well in case you haven't watched those reviewers. The Cloverfield franchise isn't going to be direct sequels. So don't go into this movie thinking you're going to get a giant monster movie or you're going to see the monster from Cloverfield. I have to tell you, if you go into the movie thinking that, you're going to be disappointed with this movie and it's going to really affect how you like this movie. The story is about a woman named Michelle who suddenly runs off. She just completely ditches her either husband or fiance or boyfriend, doesn't really explain which, and she just drives off. Well, unfortunately, she gets into an accident and wakes up in a dungeon-like basement. Turns out she's actually in an underground bunker and being kept by Howard, played by John Goodman. There's also another guy in there as well named Emmett who has a broken arm, who's played by John Gallagher Jr., and the three of them are down here in this bunker because apparently, according to Howard, there's been an attack. He doesn't know if it's nuclear or it's chemical, but the air is toxic. And he says life out there as we know it is gone. So practically all of the movie is spent in this bunker with these three characters, and it becomes an uneasy question on whether A, is Howard telling the truth? Is it really toxic, or is he just keeping us hostage? 2, if Howard is right and it is a chemical attack, is it safe to stay with Howard? This is a very tense movie. So much suspense, so much mystery, twists and turns. You don't know who to trust. It is really great. Now we know we can trust Michelle. She's our main character, but John Goodman, Howard, he is questionable. John Goodman is what makes this movie so intense. Because there's something unsettling with how John Goodman acts in this movie. He kills it. He's creepy, intimidating, yet sometimes very logical, but at the same time, he can turn on a dime. He has crazy mood swings, dangerous mood swings. But yeah, I love that aspect of the film where it's like, is he telling the truth? Oh, maybe he's not. Oh, maybe he is. I can't tell. And there's all these little different hints, little different clues that always keeps turning the tables and wondering, okay, can we trust him? Can we not? And it's really great. Mary Elizabeth Winstead does a really great job as well. She is just as good as John Goodman, but it seems like you're either going to be a fan of John Goodman or her in this movie. One of those two is going to be considered the best for you, and usually it's not going to be both. For me, all three of the characters were absolutely amazing, but I'm going to be talking about her before I talk about Emmett. She's a very resourceful, really smart character, and she's quite the badass, but at the same time, yeah, the beginning of the movie, she does run away. She's running from something, and she's a runner, but she's a very gifted and very resourceful person who knows how to get out of situations. Very quick thinker, and when there's things at the end of the movie that sound like, okay, that's a little unbelievable. I know a lot of people have said this ending is far-fetched by some of the things she does, but at the beginning of the movie, it shows right off the bat she is a quick thinker, she's very resourceful, so I never had a problem with it. But I do think there's a natural progression in the movie, though it might be a little harder to see. John Gallagher Jr., he plays Emmett, and he's probably going to be the one that most people forget. Now don't get me wrong, I loved all three of the actors. They did all amazing jobs, and he was a really great comical relief, also a really nice guy character, but to many people he's probably going to be just the other guy because everyone's going to focus on John Goodman and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. He added a nice touch to the movie, and thinking about when her and him have this bonding time when they talk about their past and things they regret, the more I think about what she regrets, how she talks about her past and her older brother, the more I realize that their relationship almost parallels her past with her brother and what he does and willing to help her. So again, I thought he added a nice touch, but I think most people are going to forget him, unfortunately. There's a lot of things I love about the story, but I don't want to get into it because this is one of those movies that you have to watch for yourself rather than be told about it, because the trailer did a really great job at not showing and not giving away too much, and so I don't want to be the one to spoil it for you. And I have to say the last 20 or so minutes, pretty much non-stop action and very tension-filled. Now, without giving away the ending, I know there's going to be some people that are upset about the ending because it does feel a little bit more like a different movie compared to the rest of the film. And there's not a lot of breather time between this crazy tension-filled action sequence to another climax. There's pretty much 2 climaxes in this film. Even upon the first viewing and watching this movie really carefully, I picked up on the hints and realized, you know what, it is hinting at this ending. You just have to look for them. I also find it funny that I didn't realize this until my cousin brought it up and looked it up, and then I looked it up and I realized, oh God, he's right. Bradley Cooper has a voice in this movie. He's never shown in the movie, but he has a voice. He's the boyfriend or fiance or husband, whoever she runs out on. Because she gets a call from him, and it's Bradley Cooper's voice. Wonder how many people picked up on that, because I didn't pick up on it until someone said it. Another thing that makes this movie so paranoia-filled is the sound. The sound is really loud. Music is great too. Sound is just frickin', it makes you jump. It makes you leap out of your seat, and it's not like jump scare, but it's so loud, it puts you on the edge. Especially the door to her room. It makes such a loud and unpleasant noise. It just made me paranoid every time it opened up. Honestly, I thought this was an amazing film. I had no issues with it. And when I have no issues and I can't think of things that I disliked, even though I might think of things that other people might dislike, I love this film. And 10 Cloverfield Lane, I'm giving it 5 stars. Technically my second favorite movie of this year so far. So have you seen 10 Cloverfield Lane? What did you think about it? Go ahead and comment. And if you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and check out my videos of 2015 and 2016 movie reviews. And as always, this is Bruce Gifford, and this was Just My Opinion.